Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Kamal with Black Man Travels. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Just checking. I'm actually doing this podcast in Miami, Florida. Came down for the weekend, spent time with the family. I'm actually outside in my mother's backyard doing this podcast. It's so beautiful out here, man. Crystal clear sky, nice and breezy. So I felt like, you know what? Let me just come outside and have this candid conversation with you guys. This was totally unplanned. Got some recent events that happened recently in Colombia, and I immediately wanted to get this out to you guys. More information to come, but this is something that needs to be talked about. And I think with a lot of guys getting their passport, a lot of guys are exploring new territories, new countries. There's things that we need to take into consideration in how we move about in these countries. I know that I've been saying this for quite a while, like, hey, keep your head on the swivel and just always plan and research where you're going. But guys, it seems like we're constantly hearing guys getting drugged. We're constantly hearing guys getting robbed, killed, scammed. And I think this is an important conversation that needs to be had. I mean, granted, it's not a sexy conversation. It's not a fun conversation, but this is a much needed conversation. And some recent development just happened this past weekend in Cartagena. And there's been a strings of robberies and druggings that's happening in Cartagena, which normally happens in Medellin. But somehow that type of activity is now moving into other cities in Colombia. And now they're mainly targeting the tourists. But I got some videos that I want to talk about first. And then from there, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on how to maneuver correctly. And again, I've said this plenty of times. As you prepare to go to these countries and for the first time, there are precaution measures that needs to be taken. And I keep saying this, I'm beating a dead horse with this. Do your research, understand where you're going, make sure where you're staying has security, use your common sense. I mean, I understand common sense is not the same for everyone else, but guys, keep it simple. You know, the KISS method, keep it super simple. If you complicate things, your life is going to be complicated. But anyways, before we get into this, again, this is the recent developments that's just happened this past week in Cartagena, and I'm going to share this video with you guys. 1 second. All right. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to play this one video. This happened a couple of months ago to these two brothers in Cartagena. You guys probably seen the video, but I'm going to play it anyway, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents. 1 second.
Yo, I want y'all to know, and I'm keeping it a buck, I got drugged yesterday. And it's my fault because I met some chicks from Medellin off of Tinder. So I brought them to my crib, and then I was trying to surprise my boy, and then eventually they drugged us. And yo guys, they took everything. They took my iPad, they took my MacBook, they took my iPhone 13 Pro, they took my Samsung S20, they took my drone, they pretty much took my credit cards. Like, I got pictures of them, and I'm gonna post it on my channel. Like, Cartagena is dangerous, guys. I've been here for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I've never been in no situation like this. But I want you guys to know, man, like, I post this so y'all can understand this doesn't happen to you. You know what I mean? It could get very dangerous here, guys. Don't trust people here. They will fuck us.
Now, this happened a couple of months ago. And again, this is not a fun topic. This is not a sexual topic. This is not a topic that, you know, hey, you're just going to show up and all the women's going to fall to their knees and worship you and be submissive to you. Like everything that you're hearing all over YouTube. Guys, you are being targeted. It is what it is. You are American with American dollars carrying American things. When you guys travel, you guys like to carry your jewelry, you like carrying all your computers and laptops and servers with you. Your flashy phones, your flashy watches. So guess what now? You have become the official target for a lot of foreigners to target. Now, and particularly in Colombia. And I will have to say this, guys. You need to be mindful again. What is your intention of your travels? If you're going there to have a good time, make sure you take all the precaution measures. Make sure you don't bring all your life things to that country. There's no need for you to bring your laptop. I mean, unless you're working digitally, but if you're there for the weekend, there's no point of you bringing a laptop. Guys, make sure before you decide to invite somebody over to the crib, Chica proof the place. When I mean Chica proof, that means to put your things away. Find secure areas within your apartment complex where people are less likely to look at. I've always done this in the past. I do this to this day. I've done it in Thailand. I've done it in Brazil. Done it in South Africa. I've always made sure my things were put away at a secure location within the apartment. But also, if there is a safe, guys, make sure the apartment you have has a safe. Anything that's important to you, put it in the safe. There have been plenty of times where I've been to brothers. I met with brothers overseas, and they never utilized the safe. They will have a working safe in their room, but would never use it. I'm like, yo, why don't you put your passport, your driver license, your IDs, your credit cards, your money, your jewelry into that safe? They leave everything so wide open for where anyone can take it. And two, guys, I understand now with social media and dating apps that there's ways to meet women. But guys, don't be so anxious on your first day. Your first day, you want to take it easy. Scope, try to get a sense of the areas of the territory. Now, granted, if you did pipeline, don't quickly invite her back to your place. Go meet with her at a restaurant or at a coffee shop. Something that's gonna like put yourself in a safe environment. And before you invite her over, make sure that where you stay has security. When I mean security, there's a security guard working at the front desk where they will take her ID and photocopy it. Some places will take a picture of her. Yes, I've been in places in Colombia where the security will take a picture of her and her ID, and they will hold her ID until you escort her out of the building. A lot of you guys want to take the cheap route, or you want to have this villa experience where there's no security whatsoever. So guess what? You're leaving yourself wide open to get got. Guys, I've been going to Colombia since 2015. I've seen it all. I've been to 5 cities in Colombia. I'm not just a Medellin guy. I'm Bogota, Cali, Barranquilla, Buenaventura, Cartagena. I've been all over several times. And I tell you this, I've met guys who've been drugged, black and white men. I've met women who try to run that try to be sneaky, where they tell you straight up, they find out any opportunity to rob you, they'll rob you. I've seen countless of videos in these WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, where guys are getting set up. And there's just no reason for you to do that, knowing that you're just there for a great time. If you're there for a 3-day weekend, too, don't take your whole life savings with you. Make sure you contact your credit card companies. Let them know that, hey, you're going to be overseas for the next 3 days. And put an alert on your credit cards to the point where, hey, if you notice that I'm making constant transaction on this credit card at the same time, shut it down. Guys, I have over 30 credit cards. I have over 30 credit cards, and yes, I have great credit. My credit standing is great. And I tell you this, whatever credit card I'm taking, I take a minute to contact the credit card merchant and I let them know, hey, listen, I'm going to so and so country from this date to that date. And while I'm there, I'm putting an alert. If I make more than one transaction, I need to verify it. If I don't verify it within a certain time frame, shut it down. Guys, it's not that hard. But guess what? No one's not telling you this. Guys, when you're walking around in these countries, there's no need to carry $500 in your pocket. Do you normally carry $500 in your pocket when you walk around in the city, wherever you're from, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, LA, Miami? Carry only enough cash that you're going to use for that day. For me, I typically keep $100 worth of pesos, and that's it. And so if someone try to rob me, all they're going to take is that $100. I got a busted Invicta watch, which still works, but the screen is cracked. If you take that watch, dude, that watch ain't worth nothing. Now, granted, the most important thing is my phone. If they do take it, lucky for me, I have insurance on it. I'll get it back. But yes, it'll be somewhat inconvenient, but I'll get it back. But guys, you want to come back home to your loved ones, guys. This one weekend of great time of bliss and fun could cost you your life if you do not prepare for it. And again, guys, it's just things could be so avoidable if you take the time to focus on where you're going and prepare any type of on circumstances where that happens. Make sure your place is secure. Make sure that where you're staying has security and cameras. Make sure you're not overzealous. A lot of you guys, I understand, man. You know what? It's your first time in Colombia. First time in Colombia, man. You see all these beautiful women from Negras, Blancas, Indio. I mean, they're all over. You know, you got the mulattoes. I mean, they're beautiful women. You can't help yourself. I get it. I get it. But guys, pace yourself. Pace yourself. They're not going anywhere. I understand you're on the clock. You got 72 hours in this city. So you want to get it in as soon as possible so you can brag to your friends. But guess what? You want to come back home to your loved ones. And this video I'm about to show you guys, yeah, this guy basically just went far left. And he's lucky he came back home safe. This guy did all the dumbest things you could think of while overseas. And again, common sense is not common sense to everyone. I get that. But I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm not here to sell you this amazing movement. Guys, traveling is just a lifestyle. That's all it is, man. You got a start date and you got an end date on your travels. But you want to come back home safe. And lucky this man right here, he came back home safe. But I want to play this video. 1 second.
My name is Jonathan Diaz. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the United States of America. I just came to Cartagena recently for a vacation. On January the 28th, Saturday, I was in the hotel, the Hilton Cartagena, on an application, a dating website, and I'd met a girl in there, and we had arranged to have lunch, and she was going to meet me here at the hotel at 2 o'clock. We met, I got in the car, we were driving off to lunch, and slowly the car pulled over and 5 other gentlemen jumped in the car with a gun held to my head. They started strangling me, sitting on me, holding me down, and they took off in the car. For 2.5 hours we drove around while they tortured me, made me give them passwords, made several Western Union transactions, PayPal transactions. They did multiple charges on my credit card. They ran up over $10,000 in expenses, and the whole time this was going on, I didn't know if I was going to live or die. Like 2.5 hours later, they dropped me off in the woods. I had to find my way back, didn't know where I was, and here I am. Actually, I'm safe now, but this is something that has definitely been going on. We found out this is not the first case. This has been multiple cases of this. I want to warn any and all tourists coming to Cartagena that this is a problem that is not being addressed by anybody here. So please help. Thank you.
Wow. It's a blessing this brother came back home safe. But how many brothers may not have that opportunity to come back home? And I say it again, guys, look, traveling is great. It is. Colombia is a beautiful country, amazing country with great food, beautiful women, a lot of things to do and see. Look, Colombia is amazing. I had a great memories and great time there. And I want you guys to experience it yourself. But all I'm saying is take the precaution measures, man. Don't become this gentleman right here. I'm happy that he came back home safe and he's able to go back home and share this experience. But you know for a fact, not too many other guys will have that opportunity. So I leave it as this, man. As you continue to, for you newbies, you guys, with the whole passport bros and everything else, look, I'm a veteran. I've been doing this for over 20 years. And I learned a lot of lessons I had to learn the hard way, but that's why I'm taking the time to share my knowledge with you. Guys, be smart how you move, man. Don't be overzealous, anxious, to the point where you make some of the dumbest decisions ever. That's going to cost you your life. Make sure, for one, you understand what's going on in these countries. It doesn't take a minute for you to Google the country and check out the current news, current events that's happening around these cities that you're visiting. It doesn't take much for you to just book a place that has security and a safe to put your things away. It doesn't take much for you to contact your credit card merchants to let them know that you'll be out of the country and to put an alert on your credit card in case if it's stolen or is being misused. It doesn't take much, guys, to not rush into things. Again, this is not a fun. I mean, it's not a fun topic. It's not. I've been in this game for quite a while, where I see a lot of guys get hurt, and right now, I don't know if you guys feel it. I feel it. It's something. It's the wrong vibe. The wrong energy vibe that I'm feeling around the world, and it's just like something's gonna happen. And right now, if you guys know, I think we're going into a global recession or depression, and a lot of these people in these countries, especially in Latin America, man, a lot of these countries are struggling financially. So guess what? They're becoming more bold and desperate to do whatever it takes to feed their family. And if you put yourself in a position where you could get robbed, that's on you, man. That's on you. There's no need for you to wear all your jewelry in these countries where the typical locals do not wear jewelry. There's no need for you to wear a fanny pack across your chest, because more than likely you have your phone and your money, your credit cards in that fanny pack. There's no need for you to do that because the locals don't do that. Guys, you want to emulate what the people in that country is doing. If they're not wearing jewelry, if they're not wearing fanny pack across their chest or purses, male purses, whatever you new age guys are wearing nowadays, don't do it. If you meet a girl at the bar and she's constantly throwing drinks at you, man, that's a red flag by itself. Don't get drunk overseas. Don't use drugs. Because again, you may find yourself in a ditch. I'm going to play this video again. I mean, again, guys, this is not a fun topic. This is not the topic that everybody wants to talk about it and hear. But guess what? Every day, a gringo is being robbed. When I mean a gringo, yes, black man, you are a gringo. Any American that travels a foreign country, especially in Latin America, you are a gringo. And you are a target. It is what it is. I'm a target whenever I go to the Dominican Republic. Trust me. I know it. If I catch myself slipping, dude, I may get got. It is what it is. But I'm going to play this video one more time, man. And again, this guy was lucky. I think he was the lucky one, because they could have easily taken his life.
My name is Jonathan Diaz. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the United States of America. I just came to Cartagena recently for a vacation. On January the 28th, Saturday, I was in the hotel, the Hilton Cartagena, on an application, a dating website, and I'd met a girl in there, and we had arranged to have lunch, and she was going to meet me here at the hotel at 2 o'clock. We met. I got in the car. We were driving off to lunch, and slowly the car pulled over, and 5 other gentlemen jumped in the car with a gun held to my head. They started strangling me, sitting on me, holding me down, and they took off in the car. For 2.5 hours, we drove around while they tortured me, made me give them passwords, made several Western Union transactions, PayPal transactions. They did multiple charges on my credit card. They ran up over $10,000 in expenses, and the whole time this was going on, I didn't know if I was going to live or die. 2.5 hours later, they dropped me off in the woods. I had to find my way back, didn't know where I was, and here I am. Actually, I'm safe now, but this is something that has definitely been going on. We found out this is not the first case. This has been multiple cases of this. I want to warn any and all tourists coming to Cartagena, that this is a problem that is not being addressed by anybody here. So please help. Thank you.
Now, guys, I'm gonna take a moment to read some of these comments, and again, I could invite you guys to join in the stream, but it's not meant to be long. I'm currently in Miami, Florida right now. It's beautiful outside, sitting in the backyard, drinking a glass of whiskey while doing this podcast outdoors. But just want to read some of these comments. Uh, Matthew Williams, it's always good to fill them out before you bring them back to the pad. I agree, guys. As I mentioned before, I mean, I understand you guys may be sexually frustrated. I totally get it, man. You built up, you want to release. Um, if you're really that anxious, man, look, and I said this plenty before, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Hey, if you gotta let if you gotta let it out, man, hey, it doesn't take much to watch, Pornhub for 30 seconds, man. Let that one go. And so you can think clearly, because trust me, it seems like a lot of us don't think clearly when we don't we don't let it out. But I'd rather have you do that than go out there and get drugged and robbed or even killed. So guys, definitely want to fill them out, man. Don't be so quick to bring somebody back to your crib, especially a stranger that you don't even know. Matthew Williams again, you don't need to bring jewelry. Females coming to you no matter what. Yep. Guys, most of these countries in Latin America and Asia, they don't wear jewelry. So what's the point of you going out there trying to wear Cuban links and big old gold chains, trying to stand out? It doesn't make you a rich person. So trust me, the people that have money in these countries don't even wear jewelry like that. So you going out there trying to think that you're blinging out. You're not doing anything. You're making yourself a target. Rolling Traveler with Alex. Don't be so anxious to become a mark. Yeah, as I said before, guys. Don't be anxious, man. Don't be overzealous, man. I understand that your lower head is thinking majority of the time, but you better just think before you make a move. Burt Ross. That's crazy. I've been going to Cartagena Club for 4 years and never been drugged or robbed. But I do a lot of research and pre-gaming also. Yeah, guys. No one, I don't care. Look, I understand there's a lot of consultation fees out there. I get it. But guys, at the end of the day, no one can dictate the experience you want to have in these countries unless you put in the work into it. You can't expect someone to plan everything out for you. You got to go in and know the law, know the land of the law, and just understand how to maneuver. Yes, you could go out and pay for consultation and everything else, but you still got to do your own research, man. You still got to do your own pre-gaming. Vet these people. Make sure where you stand has security, cameras. Don't overpack. Don't be overzealous. Just be smart how you move. Facebook user, don't be sexually frustrated. I agree. Guys, I know this whole thing coming out. I mean, this whole thing being taught to us about going muck mode. And when you go muck mode, you're not allowed to, you just focus on your grind, focus on your purpose. I get that. But guys, you still got that pin-up energy in you. So you better find a way to release that. Because the thing is, the worst you want to do is go into a country. And I have an excellent story about a guy that went to Brazil. I was in Brazil. He went to Brazil. He was overzealous, anxious. Where he went to Salvador by himself while I was in Rio, got caught up by two girls. Two Brazilian chicks set him up. And to the point where they scored $500 from him. He was so anxious to go to Bahia, where instead of waiting for me, he went by himself for 2 days. And guess what? He got. They scored $500 from him, and he rushed back home to the States. So, guys, sometimes, man, we can't be just too sexually frustrated or anxious to the point we're making bad decisions, man. OGIT 1917. You think it's better to hire a tour guide instead of just going blindly? Yes, I always recommend to do a tour guide. Guys, there's tons of websites you can use where you could actually reach people to give you tours. And also, too, they can introduce you to other people. I for one, I'm all about utilizing tour guides. If you're in Colombia, I know one in particular that you could use. His name is Travis Houston. He focuses on the Cartagena area. Guys, anything you want to know, anything you want to do and know in Cartagena, he's the guy. He'll make sure you're good, and he probably give you some connections and who to talk to. He's one of my valid sources out there that I use on a consistent basis, and I actually refer many people to him because I trust him. Guys, if you go into this country, utilize a tour guide, man. Don't just show up by yourself. Granted, if you can, make sure these are tourist-friendly locations. Don't go to a random hood because you want to try this exotic restaurant. Don't do that. If you got a tour guide or you know a chica that you're friends with that you somewhat trust, then take that chance. But I always say utilize a tour guide that comes highly recommended. And again, you just never know where it could go. Big ups to No Excuse, guys. If you have not subscribed to No Excuse Entertainment or Passport Bros podcast, make sure you hit them up. I was just on his live about 1 hour ago, just talking about the same topic. No Excuse Passport Bro podcast. He's very versed with Colombia. Anything you want to know about Colombia? His wife is Colombian, Afro-Colombian. Hit him up. He'll make sure that you squared away. Matthew Williams, definitely be careful in Medellin right now because mad people right now because Colombian women get killed by American guys. Yeah, things are hot right now, but I think in the next couple of weeks it's going to die out. At the end of the day, Colombians kill Colombians, especially the whole entire femicide rate across Latin America is huge. So having one American guy, deleting a Colombian woman is newsworthy, but there's many Colombian men deleting their wives and their pregnant girlfriends at the same time. So, yeah, the femicide rate, look it up, guys. Look up femicide rate across Latin America. Colombia is in the top 10. Dominican Republic, Mexico, Brazil, Puerto Rico. Femicide, man, that's really huge. A lot of men delete their wives and their girlfriends. It's a horrible, horrible death rate amongst women. And that's why I understand women are fighting for their rights, especially in Brazil. Femicide rate in Brazil, I think Brazil falls in number 4 in Latin America. So, right now, Colombia is hot in regards to the recent American gringo that actually deleted his girlfriend. But this is a common thing in these countries, guys. The murder rate in these countries are very high, and the femicide rate in these countries are extremely high, especially in South America. J. Clyde, salute. What up, brother? Facebook user, keep your mind more on the constructive to keep yourself busy. Yeah, guys, there's so many things you could do and see in these countries. Don't just focus on chicas. If you do want to, focus on chicas, there's a lot of brothels and services that you can utilize. Hit those up, man. Don't take your chances with some of these Tinder dates. If you really need it that bad, there's a lot of services in these countries where you could go and get your service met. Bert responded to OGIT. You can have your tour guide. I did a food drive in Cartagena a while back. My amigo was with me the whole time. We was 30 to 45 minutes from Boca Grande, but I was good. Okay. Buck travel. There's a global recession right now, and times are tough in South America right now. You are being looked as a meal right now, robbery victim. It's true, guys. Understand, guys. If the United States has a cold, what makes you think South America and the Caribbean is going to have? They're going to have a flu. If we have a fever, if the United States has a fever, these other countries are going to have like fucking AIDS. Sorry. I didn't want to say that, but it is what it is, guys. Look what's going on around you. Look at the tech industry. Look at the current stock market. Look, we're in a recession. And understand this, all this traveling, bling, and all this stuff's going to stop. It's going to slow down. All these massive layoffs. Just this month alone, there's been over 80,000 tech employees laid off. 80,000 in 1 month. Within the past 2 months, there have been close to 250,000 tech employees laid off. The housing market is going to shits right now. So, guys, if we're going through a recession, what makes you think these other countries are going through? And you going down there thinking that, you know what? I got my big old Air Force Ones, my Jordans, my purse across my chest, my man purse. I got my jewelry on. I'm flexing on these hoes, making it rain. You don't think you're a target? And these women talk. You don't think they're talking to their brother, their cousin, their boyfriend. And you think you doing it big, man, and all it just takes is one opportunity to get got. That's it. Matthew Williams. Just like the States, there's dangerous places you know not to go to, and these females in the States that are setting you up to. It's the same thing overseas. Always watch your back. I agree. Yeah, man. Can Matthew Williams again? If you ever need a personal driver or someone just to be rounds you in the Cartagena Medellin, I have peoples out there. Just hit me up. All right, cool. But yeah, guys, look, it's not a fun topic. It's not an interesting topic. It's not a talk about, hey, they're gonna go out there and be submissive to you and wash your clothes and do your nails and cook for you and slave over you. No, this is not the topic for it, guys. I'm Black Man Travels. I give you the real. I'm gonna give you the straight, honest, real, open transparency, man. There are women out there looking to take advantage of you. It is what it is. Yes, you can still go to these countries and have a great time, but plan. Protect yourself at all times, man. You don't know these people. Don't trust them like that. You just met this girl. Don't trust her like that, guys. It is what it is, man. It's like we're going through recession within the United States. What makes you think South America, what they going through? Brazil, Dominican Republic. Trust me, they're going to be suffering pretty soon. And you guys just got to move accordingly, man. It is what it is. And I'm going to play this video one more time, and then we're going to call it a day, man. But guys, you are a target. I don't care what anybody tells you. These countries are not as safe as you think, as they claim to be. All it takes, especially in Brazil, you go to Rio, all it takes you to walk one block, and you're basically in the favelas. Especially near Copacabana area, it doesn't take much for you to get robbed. If you see a lot of videos on YouTube when these kids are robbing people, their phones and everything else, that's very common in these countries, guys. Just be mindful of this. So I'm going to play this video and play these two videos again, and I'm going to close it out. Guys, look, I want you to come back home safe. It is what it is. Go out there, do you, have a great time, man. Release that tension that you have. Go out, take pictures. Be mindful where you're taking pictures at, guys. Rest in peace to the gentleman who was killed in Chile. Guys, don't take your camera out anywhere you are, please. I don't care you 6'6", 300 pounds. A 5'5" with a gun would still take you down. Guys, just be mindful where you are. Stop this whole fascination of going to someone else's hood. You're not from there, man. It's like, if you're not from there, why you got to go to their hood? Stay where you need to stay. Because I just never understood the fascination about men want to go to another man's hood. Look, I'm from Miami. I don't want to go to Chicago hood. I don't want to go to New York hood. What's the point of me going there? Miami got hood. I don't even go to the Miami hood, man. It doesn't make sense for me to go to another country and go to someone else's hood where I don't know the language. I don't know what they're saying, what they're planning, because that person that invites you to the hood may be setting you up. And you never thought about that. But anyways, I'm going to play these last two videos again. Guys, just take heed to what I said. Again, this is not a fun topic. It's not a sexy topic. But this is a real topic.
Yo, I want y'all to know, and I'm keeping it a buck, I got drugged yesterday. And it's my fault because I met some chicks from Medellin off of Tinder. So I brought them to my crib. And then I was trying to surprise my boy. And then eventually they drugged us. And guys, they took everything. They took my iPad, they took my MacBook, they took my iPhone 13 Pro, they took my Samsung S20, they took my drone, they pretty much took my credit cards. Like, I got pictures of them, and I'm gonna post it on my channel. Like, Cartagena is dangerous, guys. I've been here for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I've never been in no situation like this. But I want you guys to know, man, like, I post this so y'all can understand this doesn't happen to you. You know what I mean? It could get very dangerous here, guys. Don't trust people here. They will fuck us.
My name is Jonathan Diaz. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the United States of America. I just came to Cartagena recently for a vacation. On January the 28th, Saturday, I was in the hotel, the Hilton Cartagena, on an application, a dating website, and I'd met a girl on there, and we had arranged to have lunch, and she was going to meet me here at the hotel at 2 o'clock. We met. I got in the car. We were driving off to lunch, and slowly the car pulled over, and 5 other gentlemen jumped in the car with a gun held to my head. They started strangling me, sitting on me, holding me down, and they took off in the car. For 2.5 hours, we drove around while they tortured me, made me give them passwords, made several Western Union transactions, PayPal transactions. They did multiple charges on my credit card. They ran up over $10,000 in expenses, and the whole time this was going on, I didn't know if I was going to live or die. 2.5 hours later, they dropped me off in the woods. I had to find my way back, didn't know where I was, and here I am. Actually, I'm safe now, but this is something that has definitely been going on. We found out this is not the first case. This has been multiple cases of this. I want to warn any and all tourists coming to Cartagena that this is a problem that is not being addressed by anybody here. So please help. Thank you.
Yeah. Lucky for us, both of these guys were able to tell their story. But there's probably countless of other foreigners who may not have the opportunity to tell the story. So guys, be careful out there, man. I want you to have fun, enjoy this life, and just don't be overzealous. Take your time, vet them, and come back home safe, man. That's all I got to say. This was like, again, this was not a planned podcast. This came across my feed this morning, and I wanted to get this out to you guys. Yeah, man, the world's watching you now. You guys wanted the attention. If you're part of the Passport Bros community, the Blue Book Gentlemen community, or any other community of travelers, guys, the world's watching, and now you are a bona fide target depending on where you are. And just be mindful how you move, how you maneuver, and come back home, man. The trip has a start date and an end date, guys. Always remember that. It's all about the experience you do between the start and the end date. After that, just come back home. With that being said, I want to end this. Guys, be careful out there, man. God bless. And stay tuned. Got some cool topics coming onto the stream this week. I have 2 awesome interviews with 2 highly successful digital nomads that have been traveling the world while making over 6 figures. And they're gonna teach you how to get on game. I'm not about this selling you this customer service list. I ain't doing that, man. Dude, you want to make some real money, you can make real money out here while working remotely. Now, if you want a little $20 hour job so you can be in Colombia, that's on you. But guys, I got these 2 awesome speakers on Wednesday, back-to-back podcasts, where they're going to give you guys the tips and know-how to get into the cloud space, cybersecurity, and product space, as well as digital nomads, and making $200,000 a year, guys. Yes, I say $200,000 a year, not just $100,000, but $200,000 a year, guys. Yes, I know these guys. I have friends who make these type of money while working remotely and traveling the world. Why settle for a customer service job where you can make 6 figures? So stay tuned. This Wednesday, it's gonna be fun. Back-to-back podcasts, and of course, I'll have another Friday podcast. So again, I want to keep this stuff going. Yes, I am a small little content creator, but I have 40 countries under my belt. I move more than most of these other travelers, is what it is. Well, God bless. Good night, man. Take care. Peace out, man. Later.